Hi, this is Reporter's Take. I'm Sakshi Batra and with me is my colleague Priyanka Sahai, and we are going to be talking about the Motor Vehicles Amendment Bill 2019, which has been passed by the Rajya Sabha this week, and it is going to be impacting the cab aggregators and commuters alike, and Priyanka will just tell us how it is going to really impact companies like Ola and Uber. Thanks a lot, Priyanka, for joining in. Well, the bill has been passed. How is it really going to help the cab aggregators now?
So, well, Sakshi, definitely it's a big move that the industry has seen right now, and as we speak, let me tell you that this is for the first time that cab aggregators as a sector has been recognized by the government. So far, across multiple states, there were different rules and regulations for this specific service, and overall, these cab service providers, these cab aggregators per se, were recognized as taxi service providers. Now, let me tell you that these are internet companies. These are companies that run apps and websites. These are not companies that own these taxis. So to call them taxi service providers is factually incorrect. And this had actually led to a lot of confusion when it used to come to penalize these companies for one or the other act or any issue which would happen on the street. What actually happens is that taxi service providers is a completely different business, and at the same time marketplace is something which now these companies will be recognized as. So this is a big move, especially talking for Ola and Uber, because so far they were not recognized as a sector by the government. Now they are.
Absolutely. So what could be the concerns from the cab aggregators once this bill actually becomes law?
So, well, let me tell you that there's a fine which is being talked about. The fine that may be imposed could range between rupees 25,000 to 1 lakh. This will vary from one instance to another, and this will probably be fined. The likes of Ola and Uber will be fined depending on what the circumstances are. Apart from this, there's a huge emphasis on the safety of women. Let me remind you that 3 to 4 years back there was a very unfortunate incident wherein a girl was raped by an Uber driver, after which the entire industry was sanitized, and there was a lot of issue which happened after that. There was a temporary ban which was implemented on this service per se by the government as well. So ever since then, a lot of importance has been given to safety of women who take these services, who travel via cabs. And in this bill, again, there's a huge emphasis which has been given on the safety of women per se. So we'll have to wait and see what amount of infrastructure development will be required, what amount of investments will be required by these cab service providers. So that will be an interesting area to sort of watch out for. Apart from this, there are a lot of talks in the government corridors that surge pricing, which is also a pain for a lot of customers who travel frequently. There could be some amount of cap that the government will look at in terms of surge pricing, in terms of arbitrary pricing that the cab companies on and off keep coming up with. So these are some of the concerns that the cab aggregators may have, and they'll be trying to negotiate with the government on these lines. Even as we speak, let me tell you that while the bill has been passed by the Rajya Sabha, there will be a new set of rules which will come out in the possible next few months, which will thereafter go a long way in telling these companies as to how do they do their business in India. So there will be multiple rounds of consultations. All the stakeholders will be invited by the government, and it's going to be a long process which is yet to start.
Sure. But right now also, Priyanka, if we see, a lot of states have their own regulations as far as these taxi services or aggregators are really concerned. So will this new bill actually subsume all the regulations that are existing in various states?
So, well, this is going to be an overarching bill. However, having said that, it will still remain the states will be independent in their own ways. They can pick and choose what is relevant for their specific area. So let me tell you, for instance, Bangalore has a huge congestion problem. Karnataka is a state for that matter. So the state government can actually go and figure out whether they want to allow something, maybe say like a service like a bike taxi. Now, bike taxi, as you would understand, is a service which is not per se allowed by many states. So UP has it. UP has allowed, has given licenses to bike taxi operators, as well as, if I'm not wrong, Rajasthan also has it. But Karnataka still is not having that. given the amount of congestion the state has, Bangalore as a city has, it will be interesting to see if the state goes ahead and implements that specific thing only for their own state. So, as we speak as of now, what I am given to understand is that different states will be able to pick and choose and implement different rules and regulation, picking from the parent rule, so as to say, depending on what is required in their specific areas.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, then, Priyanka, for sharing all these details with us. Well, it seems like a good news for cab aggregators as well as for commuters. For aggregators, because now they will be recognized as marketplace, a lot of issues will now be addressed under this new bill as well. And for commuters, there could be some respite from the surge pricing or arbitrary pricing, because the government could look at capping this at some level or the other. With that, we come to a wrap of this edition of Reporter's Take. Do stay logged on to moneycontrol.com for more news and updates. Thanks for watching.